Please make sure you like and go ahead and subscribe. Thank you.
Good morning, Renee Ewert here. How are you? Hope everything's going well on this Thanksgiving week. My name is Renee Ewert and I am with Stampin Up. And I'm going to demonstrate a card today. I'm going to do a peekaboo card. Our peekaboo card was shown on Hannah Bird's site, and she just put that up a couple of days ago. And on her YouTube website, she went ahead and we together demonstrated how to build this card right here. And as you can see, it says season greetings from our home. And here's the peekaboo to yours. And so if you can see that, there you go. Lovely card. And she showed all the steps and how to build this peekaboo card. And during that video, I was present. We did it together. And I gave you a little showcase of this peekaboo card. And this peekaboo card was made with the delicata gold and the shaded spruce and basically the Mary Merlot with the Christmas time golden ribbon and Christmas time embellishment dots. And this peekaboo card, when you open it up, has the Mary Merlot and the shaded spruce green using various stamp sets. The stamp sets were from Memories of Home, Christmas Countdown. Those were the basic stamp set used, and of course the Christmas, the brightly gleaming, excuse me, the brightly gleaming punch. So today I'm going to show you a similar card, and this one is going to be using also the brightly gleaming punch, but not only that, but also you will see that we're going to use the brightly gleaming DSP, along with, again, the Memories of Home, all right, stamp, and again, the Christmas Countdown stamp, and the Merry Christmas to all. There's usually, I do find out that when I build a card, I use various packages of things. Matter of fact, the elements, the embellishments come from woven threads. So there's something else, and this is from Seaside. The paper is Seaside, and that again was part of that woven threads, all right? And so of course the silver delicata is here, and the brightly gleaming punch. When we go ahead and open this card, there's your peekaboo, and that's what that's going to be, all right? And so I'm going to show you how to go ahead and make this card. All right, there you go. So let's go ahead and start, and if I've skipped something, we will see it in the production of the card. Probably will turn this light off so that you can visual. What I have here is our DSP, and it was cut to 5 1/4 to 4 to place on top of the Seaside Spray stock. So we're going to have, to do that, I'm going to go ahead and have a sheet of paper that is 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I am going to score it at the 4 1/4. All right, so you see it's scored, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold it over. That's all I'm going to do. And then this is actually the front of your card. So this is one of the pieces of stock that you would go ahead and cut out. So it's 5 1/2 by 6 1/4, scored at 4 1/4. So now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stamp first and then go ahead and glue it onto my Seaside Spray. Okay, So I'm going to go ahead now and stamp this silver delicata on my card. And I did position the Christmas tree exactly where I wanted it to go. And I placed it so I wouldn't have to worry about how my little flag at the top is going to fit, which says, "Wishing you peace and love all year long." So at this point, I see a little spot that did not make. That's what I love about this thing, is that if there is a spot that didn't quite make, well, I'll just do it again. I think I got the wrong side, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that other side to make sure. And then what I'm going to do with this time is I'm going to go ahead and emboss it. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and do that is I feel that it has a better effect if it is embossed. So that should have done it very beautifully, absolutely. The clear embossing powder is what I would use. I'm going to take this off. These are very strong magnets. There is no doubt about that. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Close that up. Take that and just put a towelette over there just to get off the residue real quick, because that silver does go ahead and stick to these, and they are hard to get out of the crevices a little bit, so especially with this stamp. So what I found is with this, we don't have a brush like this with Stampin' Up, but I just purchased this hideaway, and I thought, I wonder, since this is silicone and it will not have those stiff bristles like that plastic, if I could use this and wash this off real quickly with warm water and get it out of all the crevices. And it does, and I'm just going to show you that real quick. I'm going to run over there and be right back, but you'll see the difference and see how great that is. So here's my brush, just had some warm water, just rubbed it right over it, no big deal. And you're gonna see how that brush, I just see a little bit more here. I did it too quickly. Yeah, that's it. And you'll see how that brush works wonders. It just really takes it off, and I just love it. Little bit of warm water, and then go ahead and use that brush to go ahead and clean it. And I'll show you with some other stuff and how that works. All right. So what I would do next is I would go ahead and use my embossing powder. I have some clear embossing powder. And I would go ahead and put that embossing powder on my card right here. Make sure I got it everywhere. And then, of course, I would go ahead, get it all over there. And I did not use my embossing buddy for this, but the embossing buddy is great. But what you're going to see here is I'm just going to use this brush, this little brush, to clean off anything that I want that is too much. And then that's all. And that's great. And so what I decided to do today is, instead of going to the heating unit and all of that, what I decided to do is have another one ready for you right off the bat. And that's this one, and it's been embossed. And that's because it does take a little time to dry also after the embossing and everything like that. So we're good to go, all right? So here, what we have, I'm gonna turn this around because there's always a little powder left. and I don't want any of that powder anywhere. We're going to go ahead and place this, all right, on your main front of your card. So a simple little glue will do. So there you go. All right, that should be enough. We should be a go. Now this is going to go on the inside of your card. So this will be the front. This will be my front. There you go. A little bit of stuff on there. Pick that up. We got plenty of time to put this on. Go ahead and center that. Put that on the center. That looks good. Since this is dry, I can go ahead and do this. That embossed piece just looks so delightful. You can really tell that difference between that non-embossed and that embossed. Although the non-embossed is really very nice also. This just pops a little bit more than this will pop. But you can't see much of a difference I see on the video, but you can here. So it just gives that little glimmer. All right, our next part is to go ahead and punch a hole out of this piece. All right, now you can use a 1.5 inch punch, you can use a 1 punch, and again I'm using the brightly gleaming punch. That's the one I'm going to use. I use this line as my guide. You can see that line right there. That's going to be my guide. I'm going to go to the bottom of the tree and I'm going to turn this around using that line as my guide. I want to go right up to it but not over it. Right up to it. There you go. Got everything together. Make sure it's straight and punch. The great part of this is that you have the rest of your Christmas tree on this piece, which is going to be your first window so that your whole tree is complete. All right, so there you go with that. So that's done now. So the next thing you're going to do is, again, the 3.5 side. So on that other piece of stock, it's going to be the 5.5 by 11. You're going to score it now. This is your second piece of paper. You're going to score it now at 3.5 and 7. And the short side, the 3.5 score, is where you're going to first fold it shut. All right? Then that last piece, which is the longer piece, is going to go towards the other side. All right? So the card is going to be in here. All right, so the card is going to be in here. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and line this up. You line these edges up right here. Make sure everything is lined up because this is your front of your card. And on that 3.5, that first 3.5 score, you're going to go ahead and line that section up so you can punch out your second hole. So here I am, lined it up on the front, made sure everything's all exact, and I'm going to do my punch. In the same exact spot. Here we go. Then I'm going to go to that second sheet of paper. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the second side, all right? So this side, this last piece that flips over doesn't get any punch, but you have one more punch to go, and that's with that one. And again, you line it up. Just line it up and punch. Okay, there you go, all punched. You have your 2 holes, everything is now lined up. what you are going to do, since everything is lined up, you're going to go ahead and take this sheet of paper, and now you're going to take this punch out, and you're going to glue it right in place, okay, on that back sheet of paper, and use this as your guideline, right? Okay, so that was the last hole that we punched, and we're going to go ahead and get our glue, which is right here next to me, thank goodness. As we know, we all lose our glue. And what you want to do, though, you want to very specifically, since you won't see that inside of that back piece, what you want to make sure is get it way to the edge. Even if it spills over, it's not going to make a difference. And some of you already know that we have these erasers that'll actually erase the glue if you wait till it dries. But it is real important to get that glue on that edge, all right? And so then once that's on that edge, I'm going to put that in place, just like that, and I'm going to push through. Oops, that moved just a little bit. That's not good. Didn't quite want that to move that much. Let's go ahead and get that moved over. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Just move it just a little bit around. Get it squared away. I'm going to use my cloth to get rid of some of that excess glue that got there, because it did move by accident, which does happen. But see, now that that delicata is dry, I can have a heyday here. So you want to make sure that that's good and down so that it doesn't catch when you do your peekaboo. So we're going to let that dry. So I let this dry a little bit, and you can see the glue a little bit, and I'm just going to do that one edge because I want to make sure that this edge is as smooth as it goes, and so you will erase that eventually all up with whatever eraser you have, and that'll work just fine to get that cleaned off. And this eraser works really well, and I will be cleaning that off more here. Just get that glue. I might not have waited till it's dry enough, so I might come back to it and then get it. So I let this dry a little bit, and you can see the glue a little bit, and I'm just going to do that one edge because I want to make sure that this edge is as smooth as it goes. And so you will erase that eventually all up with whatever eraser you have, and that'll work just fine to get that cleaned off. I think you get the idea. And so again, this is the back, so there's no real worry. And my delicata is doing just great. Okay, so there you go. And now I'm going to do the other piece, where I'm going to go ahead now and get the little peekaboo part. When you open the card, this piece will show. And so what I've done is I set up my, again, a system where I could go ahead and place that little piece. I have the cutout, right? And so I go ahead and place that piece in there. And then what I do is I just take the snowflake from, I believe it is, the snowflake is from the countdown, yeah, Christmas countdown. I take the snowflake and I go ahead and literally stamp the whole ornament in that, on that ornament. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my cardinal. Now what I do with the cardinal is I do set him up, his head facing up and his tail down, and I kind of position it so that when I ink it, it'll be right in the whole picture. I want to make sure that whole cardinal is in that picture. I'm using cherry cobbler for this. I did buy just the inks and some of these small pads that you can add ink to. And I bought, I think, a pack of 5, and that works real well. I'm really happy. And then I put a little piece of tape on there so that I don't lose my, lid. It just makes it easier for me. And then all I'm going to do is ink that up as we again hear my beautiful birds in the background. And again, since it's in the Stamparatus, it's going to be real easy, and it's going to stamp, and I'm going to be all set, as you see. I got a little bit on my Stamparatus, but that's no big deal. As we know, we just wipe it off. And so there is my cardinal. So there's my cardinal on my stamp. All right, so how we do this one, again, is we're gonna now line the cards up. We wanna make sure we line the cards up. And so this is our front. This is going to be our front. And so now this is our front, sorry. And so this is going to go right in here, all right? So that when I open my card, this is going to end up being right here. So the only thing you need to make sure of that this is lined up, we could probably go ahead and glue this. So I am going to go ahead and glue those two pieces together. I thought it was more difficult. I don't think it really is. So what you do again is you line it up. So I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to use this smaller piece to glue because it's smaller than the front of the card. And of course, again, I'm going to use the thick part here. And I'm going to try just to not get too much glue, because I don't think you need too much glue here. Just a little bit here and there. I think we're good. And then you go ahead and make sure, you go ahead and make sure that you line it up. And that's what I'm going to do. The way I make sure that I line it up is I kind of make sure that I put the two hole punches really together. And then that really does line it up for you, or should line it up for you. All right, so there you go. That's lined up. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that's nicely glued down. And so now what I'm going to do, so that is lined up and glued, okay, and that is the front of my card now. You see how nice? Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take that piece that I stamped, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in there, all right? So again, it's fairly easy. You open up the card flat so that that flap actually goes ahead and covers the hole. As you can see there, that hole is now covered right here. And so I'm going to glue this, and I don't have to worry about the sides as much, but I do go around the sides and the middle, but it's not as bad. I am going to use my little tool to pick this up because it does make it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that with that tool, and then I'm going to go ahead and place it right down here in that center part, like it should be, and lift up, because that's where it's going to go. I'm going to glue that down, make sure it is centered. It is. Just a little move there, a little move there. There we go. That's really nicely centered. And so that's where, okay, now that that's done, we got that glued in, right? So the way this works is that piece does stay there and that piece folds over, all right? And so now when you open it up, you can go ahead and see how that card works. Now, you are going to put a little bit of glue right here. don't put too much, it gets too sticky, but you definitely have to put some glue there to keep it shut. And that'll take a few moments to stick, so I put my glue right on that. I think that was the 7-inch crease. It was the 7-inch crease. Well, I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to just hold that down a little bit, so that'll be good. Make sure that's nice and tight. There we are. And once that is done, we can see here that our card now is all set to go. It's all set to go. All it needs are the embellishments. And the first embellishment, I'm going to go ahead and do the front of the card. The first embellishment that we can go ahead and use is the, if I can find it, is the flag. Yes, our flag. So we can use our little flag up here and put that right there if we like. I made 2 flags. I want to see if I like this one better. This one's a little bit longer. Could put it higher. No, I don't think I like it as much. So I will put that smaller flag on. All right, so I'm going to use this flag. Of course, I'm going to use the dimensionals for that. Since this is dark, I'm going to use the black dimensionals. I do like the black dimensionals. They do come in handy, and I think they're a few cents cheaper. I think so. So I do like those. So all you do after that is you're going to take these, take that off. Of course, you can use your pick tool there if you want, but there's only 2 of these here. Then find your spot where you like it. I'm going to put it pretty high. And then what's next is we're going to go ahead and put those sequins on that you saw here, the little sequins. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that with the pick tool and a little bit of glue. And so basically what I do is I can put down a little bit of glue here on my piece of paper. And then I'm going to go take the pick tool and I'm going to pick up one of the sequins from the woven threads. I'm going to go ahead and dip that just a little bit in some glue, not too much. I really don't want too much, to be honest. And then I'm going to go ahead and place it where I want. I'm going to hold it there for a few seconds, okay? And basically that's what I got to do so that it stays, all right? Still put a couple more. And I will do that, get my glue on there, and I'm going to put, and you know, you can decide how many you want or whatever you like, but I'm going to go ahead and put another one down here, hold it for a few seconds as I did before. There it goes. There's one right there, and I'm going to go ahead and put one more in, and I do have a little one here. And I'm going to put it right there. So that's what we're going to do there. I'm going to take that and flatten that. That one doesn't seem to be as flat as the other one, so I'm going to take it and flatten it out. There it goes. There you go. That's what those pick tools are good for. Doing whatever you want. Cleaning them off. See a little bit of that glue, that little sticky stuff from my pick tool. There it is. All right. So there you go. So now you have all of your sequins that you would like. Here they are. There's all your sequins on there. And now you can open up your card and do your peekaboo, and you've gone ahead and did all the gluing, and so all that's left is the inside. That is all we have left. And so what we're going to do here for the rest of this is we're going to go ahead. What I use is the one saying from the Memories of home. May your Christmas be filled with all the memories of home. I am going to use that one. Again, I am going to go ahead and use my Stamparatus. That is the easiest thing for me. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is cleaned off. I see a little red here and there, so make sure it's all cleaned off. Always make sure your board is good and clean so it doesn't go on your card. Put your card down where you want it. That's fine. It can be anywhere I like. What I am going to do is I'm going to use this to cover up what I don't want to stamp because I'm going to make a little cord here and I don't want to stamp it through the image to the bottom. So I'm going to use my magnet right here and place it down right here. So that'll be really good. And then I'm going to place my saying right here. And then I'm going to set up my cord. And I might want to move this to maybe right here. And then I'm going to set up my cord to right here. So I'm just going to check it out so that it all kind of works out. I think I'm going to go further down and bring that down. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring that down a bit. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of it. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I'm right where I want to be. Yep, I'm right where I want to be. And then that's going to go there. Yep, that's straight. That's straight. I think I have that all that I want. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to use the Silver Delicata for this, and then for the other one, I'm going to use the cobbler. And that is those are my colors that I used on this card. So with the cobbler and the delicata, I think I'm all set. I think I am where I want to be. I'm going to press down, of course. There we go. Press it down, bring it up. It came out just fine. I think I want that a little bit lower, the picture of the string. And maybe even a little higher, but we'll see how that works. Since it is in the same place, should work, but we'll see. Yeah, that worked nicely. That's all I need. And so basically what you're going to have is your little card with your cord and your saying on the inside. It's really cute. And so a final touch, which I did with one of the cards, is I went ahead and added, I have another one here that I had made, and I went ahead and put a little ribbon at the bottom, and you can do that also. This is a little bit lower. I think I like this one a little bit lower better and less of a cord. All right. So that is our total card from front to back. There we go. And I wish you a very happy holiday, a good Thanksgiving meal. Wish you all the best. And thank you very much. And I will, in the description, give you the dimensions and the different inks and paper and all that information. And I can link you to Hannah's page if you want to see her Christmas card, her peekaboo card, where we were together. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a very happy holiday. Bye-bye now.
Please excuse the second half of the video. I was having some technical difficulties. Thank you.